Okay, we'll move on to item 8, Central City Biennial Report, January to June 2021. Welcome, John, Danielle.
Thank you. Good morning, councillors. So I'm Danielle Yeoman and I'm part of the Council's Urban Regeneration team. And I have with me today John Meeker. So the Central City is a key regeneration priority area, and the biennial report that you have in front of you today outlines council-funded regeneration activity between January and June of this year. So the report is structured around the key themes of the Central City Action Plan, which are up there on the screen. So I was just going to run through a 5-minute highlights reel, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. So starting with the city leadership theme, it's the announcements of the opening of Te Pā in October and the appointment of the Kotuhi Consortium to design and build the arena were major milestones. Across the city's headline metrics, which are woven throughout the report and are also available if you click that little link there, we've seen some good progress, and this includes increased spending on average across the Central City and also a significant increase in spending by New Zealand visitors. So we had over double the spending in quarter 1 and 2 of this year compared to the same quarters last year. We also had a very strong residential development pipeline, which I'll discuss in a later slide. So moving on to the amenity and activation theme. So good progress was made against a number of sites on the barrier sites list. While no sites were removed during the reporting period of January to June, owners of 3 sites which previously had no intentions are now in dialogue with the council, and they're progressing plans for reuse of buildings. So sticking with the amenity and activation theme on the vacant sites program. So this is a recent program launched at the end of last year. And initial work progress includes working with the owners of unconsented car parks. So we're addressing the legality of unconsented car parks, and in doing so we've had the opportunity to improve the visual appearance of some of these sites. We've also been working on some site improvements. So there's an example there of a site on High Street. With support from the Urban Regen Capital Program, we've improved the appearance of this site, and we're also working on another site which is shown there, and that's a big site on the corner of Cathedral Square. We're also chipping away at site owner engagement, so we're getting in touch with vacant site owners and getting a picture of what the intentions are for the various vacant sites around the Central City. So sticking with the amenity and activation theme, a number of lighting projects were delivered in the last 6 months. So with support from the Urban Regen Capital Program, there have been a number of lighting projects. Examples here are the lighting of New Regent Street, which was a partnership with the owners and also the local business group on New Regent Street, and also Illuminated Cubes, which were a partnership with the Council's events team for Te Rama Mai. And grant funding for our city-making partners, Gap Villa, Green Lab and the CCBA has helped to run events and installations. We've had the NZ Polite Police Force, which was a Gap Villa initiative promoting and encouraging sociability. Plantworks, which saw the delivery of green frames, which can be viewed at Tauranga. And the Gumboot Breakfast, which was a partnership between the CCBA and Riverside for youth mental health. So in the people theme, the number of homes completed in the last 6 months was lower compared to last year, And this is likely a flow-on effect of the uncertainty and disruption caused by COVID-19 last year. What we are seeing, however, is a really big pipeline of residential development in the central city. And this is likely to translate into a bigger central city population as developments are completed and then occupied. Sticking with the people theme, so several projects are underway within the Central City Residential Program. In the neighbourhood space, in collaboration with the site owner and working on the learnings from the Conversation Walk series, the site was activated on Kilmore Street, and that's pictured there. Through the residential program, we're also looking to promote the Central City lifestyle. So we've got some web pages promoting Central City neighbourhoods, and there was also a cityscape feature sharing the benefits of Central City living. To promote alternative housing, we successfully nominated the Peterborough Co-op for the Open Christchurch Festival and supported tours of that development. So in the events and marketing space, key events produced over the last 6 months include Lazy Sundays, the Summer Theatre and the launch of the city's new lighting festival, Tarama Mai. So Symphony in the City was a new concept and it was created due to the uncertainty around COVID-19 and also Sparks. So we partnered with the Symphony Orchestra to create a series of intimate performances, and this saw over 9,000 people coming into the central city. They were held in Victoria Square. In the smart city space, key updates include going live with the updated version of the graffiti recognition app, and new data sets were also added to SmartView, audio stories and community facilities. And lastly, in terms of the Getting It Done theme, progress was made on a number of key developments. So you'll see there the Edmunds Ban Rotunda is now complete, and also Butchers Lane, which is the link between Litchfield and High Streets. And there was also the announcement of the exciting new multi-use project, People's Group and Mike Greer on Madras Square. So happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Tim?
Thank you, and thank you very much for the presentation. Just going back to the amenity and activation vacant sites. So are the property owners working with us to obviously they have to, but are they paying for it, or are we paying for it, the sites?
The owners we're working with at the moment, there's a partnership, so the one on the corner of Colombo and Hereford Street there,
yep.
You'll see the owner is doing all the groundworks and paying for all that, and then we're bringing some of the sort of planters and seating from our assets and bringing those on site to make it a more attractive place.
Yep.
So it'll be a combination, each site will be different, and the more prominent the site is in the central city, the more we may take a role in enhancing the activation of those.
Because the High Street one looks good as well. And so with regards to, if you look at the car park on the corner of here, just over the road from that one, there's been a lot of work done on that. It looks a hell of a lot better than it used to. Are we doing the same kind of attitude towards those? Or?
So as part of the consents coming through, and I think a couple of weeks ago you had some presentations
yes.
around this, the owners are working with Wilson's to bring much enhanced landscaping to many of them, and you'll see those start to feed through. I was walking in this morning and past one site along Manchester Street there that has seen a significant transformation. I think we'd always like it to be just a little bit better, but it's all steps in the right direction. So over the next few months you'll see those improve, and then as the ones who have been granted consents over previous years start to feed through the system, they too will enhance the city environment. Until, of course, they're ready to be developed. Yeah,
absolutely. So, cause I don't see any difference to the vacant site or a vacant site being used as a car park. They both need to be kind of help the city. So we've got the same attitude towards them, except.
Yeah, I mean the programme, which we put in front of you in December, was very much about, where we're going to support owners to get on with development. But if they're not ready yet, we need them to step up and improve the appearance of their sites and where they're in the central city in really busy locations. Make that add to the city, not detract from it.
So are these sites are we working with greening the rubble and all that type of thing, or life in vacant spaces? I mean, is that the...
In some cases, yes. So, yeah, they're still an active city partner.
Okay, thank you.
Sam?
Yeah, just a quick one. Just on the comment about the land and the future intentions of the vacant spaces, you were saying you're talking to the owners and the like to understand what they're doing. When do you think you'll have a sort of clear picture on that?
So we're looking to bring a briefing to you in September, which will take more of the mapping that you've got on the screen there.
Right.
Give you a clearer understanding about what's coming along when, which sites we perhaps want to focus some attention on.
So you're nearly there with the data collection, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thanks. Yanni?
Several questions. Thanks for the detailed report. It's really cool, and just wanted to acknowledge the lighting on New Regent Street looks fantastic. So thanks for doing that. I just wondered, I see that we've funded at quite an expense a number of what I think are temporary murals on hoarding sites. I just wondered if there was any ability for when, like I wondered what happened after the work was complete to those. It would seem a shame for them just to be put into landfill. Is there a process to kind of reuse those murals, or is there an ability to retain some of that for historic purposes or for other purposes?
I mean, street art is a thing, a living thing. I think that's how my colleagues would put it. Some sites inevitably through the process of redevelopment, will be built up against, and they'll be sort of locked into, until that building's redeveloped in the future.
Yeah. I think it was more for the hoarding sites that have the murals done, where it's not part of the new build, or it's not on an existing building that gets built out. It's just part of the.
I mean, subject to working with the artists because it's their IP.
Yeah.
We will look to reuse hoardings and that sort of thing where that's possible. So.
Yeah, I think that would be worth considering. Just was interested in is the multi-use arena paying for all the transitional work around it, or are we paying for that? Okay.
So I'll just, because people can't hear you online, they're going to come back to Yanni with an answer.
Yeah, okay, cool. And just the other thing, I just wondered if we'd, obviously it's pretty early on, and I don't know if we've got any measurement of it, but do we have any sense of how much the increased car parking charges are, how much of a deterrent, or what's happening with parking in the central city? Like, is there any metric to sort of understand what behaviour's happening as a result of those changes, or how are we measuring that going forward?
That's not a question I'm going to be able to answer for you. I can get an answer from transport colleagues on changes in occupation and that sort of thing.
Thanks, Yanni. Any other questions? Excellent. Sam's moving. Sarah seconding. Any debate on the receipt of this? All those in favour? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. We're just going to adjourn for morning tea, 15 minutes, so we're back here at 11:20, and we're actually going to go to the transport bi-monthly report